heat, smoke, the roar of flames devouring everything in their path. The Inferno was relentless, a beast that consumed all in its wake. Captain Miller and his team pushed forward deeper into the Inferno. Each step was a battle against the searing heat and blinding smoke. Their heavy gear, soaked with sweat, felt like a second skin. The weight of their equipment was a constant reminder of the danger they faced. The air, thick with smoke and ash, scratched at their throats with each breath. Every inhalation was a struggle, a fight to keep moving forward. But there was no time to think about the heat, the smoke, or the fear gnawing at the edges of their minds. Their focus was singular: save lives. A life hung in the balance. The urgency of their mission drove them onward, despite the overwhelming odds. The corridor was a narrow tunnel of heat and shadow. It felt like a labyrinth designed to trap and confuse. Flames danced and flickered, casting eerie, shifting patterns on the smoke-choked air. The fire seemed almost alive, mocking their every move. Debris littered the floor, charred wood, shattered glass, and the melted remnants of someone's life. Each piece told a story of destruction. Each step was treacherous, a gamble against the unseen. The floor could give way at any moment, turning the rescue into a disaster.
Hold up!
Captain Miller, a seasoned veteran with years of experience etched into the lines on his face, led the way. His determination was unwavering. His eyes, narrowed against the smoke, scanned the hallway, searching for any sign of movement, any hint that would lead them to the trapped victim. Searching for any sign of movement, any hint that would lead them to the trapped victim. Every second counted in this race against time. He raised his hand, signaling the team to halt as a section of the ceiling groaned ominously above them. The danger was far from over. The building seemed to be alive, a monstrous entity determined to thwart their every move. The fire had transformed the familiar into a terrifying labyrinth of smoke and shadows. Walls that once offered protection were now ready to crumble. The floor, weakened and treacherous, could give way at any moment.
Collapse team, report.
Miller's voice, amplified through his mask, was steady, authoritative. He knew the dangers of a collapsing structure, the way it could trap them, crush them in an instant. The response came back, garbled but reassuring. The collapse team was in position, ready to shore up the weakened structure and create a safe passage. They pushed forward, their movements synchronized, each firefighter relying on instinct and training. Heat seared their lungs with each breath. Sweat stung their eyes, but still they pressed on, driven by the knowledge that somewhere in this inferno a life hung by a thread. Time seemed to warp inside the inferno. Minutes stretched into an eternity, each second an agonizing countdown. The fire raged around them, an insatiable beast determined to consume everything in its path. Smoke, thick and black, swirled and danced, obscuring their vision, making every move a leap of faith.
Over here!
The shout came from Lieutenant Ramirez, young, eager, his voice edged with a desperate urgency. He'd found something, a flicker of movement, a muffled cry for help. They converged on his position, their hearts pounding a frantic rhythm against their ribs. A child, a small huddled form trapped beneath a pile of debris. Fear, raw and primal, shone in the child's eyes, but beneath that fear Miller saw a spark, a tenacious will to live. The sight of the child, so vulnerable, so desperately in need of their help, galvanized the team. It was a moment that transcended the chaos around them, a beacon of hope amidst the ruins. They moved with a renewed sense of purpose, their fatigue forgotten, their fear momentarily pushed aside. The mission was clear and nothing else mattered. Every ounce of strength, every bit of training they possessed was focused on freeing the child from the Inferno's grip. The fire roared around them, but their determination was unyielding.
All right, team, let's move quickly. We need to get this child out now. Every second counts, and we can't afford to lose any time.
Miller, his heart pounding in his chest, directed his team. His voice was steady, but the urgency was clear in his eyes. They worked quickly, efficiently, their movements honed through countless hours of training. Each action was precise, each decision critical. Each swing of the axe, each heave of the rubble brought them closer to their goal. The debris was heavy, but their resolve was stronger.
I've got the child. Careful now, let's lift this together. We need to be gentle but swift.
Finally, they reached the child. Ramirez, his face grimed with soot, gently lifted the child free from the wreckage. The relief was palpable. The child, wrapped in the comforting bulk of Ramirez's protective gear, clung to him, a fragile life snatched from the jaws of death. In that moment, amidst the devastation, hope was reborn. They emerged from the inferno, blinking against the harsh glare of the emergency lights, their faces smeared with soot and sweat, their eyes reflecting the intensity of the battle they had just fought. The world outside was a cacophony of noise and movement. Sirens wailing, shouts echoing through the night air, the hiss and spray of water against flames. It was a scene of controlled chaos where every second counted. But to Miller and his team it felt strangely muted, as if a barrier separated them from the chaos. They moved with a calm precision, their training kicking in, their minds focused on the task at hand.
Pass the child to the paramedics. We need to make sure they're all right. Every life saved was a victory, a beacon of hope amidst the devastation.
They passed the child, weak but alive, to the waiting paramedics. The child's faint breath was a testament to their relentless efforts. As the ambulance sped away, its siren fading into the night, a collective sigh, a mixture of relief and exhaustion, rippled through the team. They had given their all, and it showed. They had won. They had stared into the heart of the Inferno and emerged victorious. Their spirits were unbroken, their resolve stronger than ever.
Great job, everyone, but remember, the fire's still raging. We can't let our guard down for a second.
But even in victory, there was no time for celebration. The fire still raged, its insatiable hunger not yet sated. The battle was far from over. Miller gathered his team, his gaze sweeping over each soot-stained face, acknowledging their courage, their unwavering commitment. They were ready to face whatever came next, united and resolute.
Good work today, everyone. We did good today, but it's not over yet.
He nodded towards the Inferno, the flames dancing against the night sky, casting eerie shadows on their faces.
Let's finish this.
And with that, they turned back towards the Inferno, ready to face the heat and the flames once more. For them, there was no other choice. They were firefighters, and this was their unending battle. A battle fought not for glory or recognition, but for the precious gift of life itself.